Today I am here standing before you to discuss a topic called carbon cycle, which is an important topic of environment and ecology, part of GS paper 3. Now to start with, we recently heard of a satellite creating history by reaching to the closest point of the sun's corona, and that is NASA's Parker Solar Probe. Now, why is this important and what is the importance of this? This is the heat shielding material used in this satellite is made up of carbon components, which is restricted this satellite from burning even if it is moving towards the sun's corona, helping it to study the sun's atmosphere and the sun's characteristics. Now, we all know that basically plants take carbon dioxide and release oxygen, and in the same way man take oxygen and give up carbon dioxide. With this understanding, I will be starting the carbon cycle. Carbon comprises of 0.04% of Earth's atmosphere. This I'll be explaining you in the two basics, that is short term and long term. Now short term. Short term is, we basically know plants require carbon dioxide to prepare glucose, and this glucose the plants acquire it from various sources, atmosphere and so on. Now in the same way, in the process of food chain, these plants are consumed by primary herbivores and animals, and carbon is slowly it is stored in the body of animals, and when these organisms die, these become decomposed, and through decomposition the carbon is evaporated or released into the atmosphere. Here it is showing the food chain of how the carbon is stored in sequence of animals. Now next, here this is the short term. Short term basically has almost all positive impacts and less negative impacts. Talking about the long term, the whole of the carbon is not released completely into the atmosphere. The carbon which is not released into atmosphere is converted to fossil fuels in the form of coal, lignite, natural gas under high pressure and high temperature, and the humans will use these fossil fuels in the further energy usage like coal burning, and again this carbon is released into atmosphere, which causes huge impact. So you can understand here that in the long term process it is giving more negative impacts than the positive impacts. This is the process of food chain and carbon cycle. Here so the carbon which has reached the atmosphere, that is CO2, will react with water vapor and it forms weak carbonic acid, that is H2CO3, that is carbonic acid. This carbonic acid, through the process of through the medium of water, when entered onto the surface of mountains or rocks, will give birth to a process called as weathering, which is an important process where rocks undergo, and through this weathering process carbon will release calcium and magnesium. When the more carbon dioxide content, it flows through mountains and rocks, and when this reaches through to the oceans, it will cause ocean acidification, which is the current scenario going on in the coral reefs. Coral reefs, we have seen that it is undergoing through effects called as bleaching, and its size is being decreased, and this is all due to ocean acidification, which is a cause of anthropogenic factors. And now, so this is the carbon cycle. Now I'll be explaining you about how we are taught that oceans are the sinks of carbon dioxide. So when the carbon dioxide is moved on to water like oceans, there the carbon dioxide will break into bicarbonates. So bicarbonates are like when it will interact with calcium. So bicarbonates are HCO3 interacting with Ca2 gives rise to calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3 plus it will also give to H2O, that is water, and CO2, that is in the form of gas, it will be released out. So carbon dioxide is given out. when this this calcium carbonate is the outermost layer to many of the marine species. So when these marine species die, they are converted to limestone. We basically hear the word limestone. So when this limestone is goes down to the deepest layers of ocean and it mixes with magma, and so this magma is now it is containing of carbon dioxide. So when this magma is released in the form of volcanic eruption, it is also releasing carbon dioxide, which is affecting the atmosphere. So I'll also be explaining of this here. So we basically here the carbon cycle, it is in the lithosphere will be explaining. So in the ocean also there is a process of carbon cycle. So phytoplankton, we all know the phytoplankton will be taking carbon dioxide, and these are consumed by zooplankton. Zooplankton is consumed by high level consumers. But when this phytoplankton and zooplankton are died, or when it is lost its life, so it is decomposed into bacteria. So this will also release carbon dioxide. High level consumers will also release carbon dioxide. Fossil fuels through decomposition will also release carbon dioxide. So the importance of carbon cycle is an integral component of every life form on earth, that is from liquids and proteins to even our DNA. So we take as basically let us take, so this is our earth, so this is the sun. So here in the atmosphere it will be carbon dioxide. The earth as a planet absorbs visible light from the sun and it will re-emit infrared light. So infrared waves are absorbed by carbon dioxide, and it will help all the life forms on the planet to from freezing temperatures, that is carbon dioxide and methane and all these greenhouse gases will help in a way. It will help us to keep the environment warmer, which cannot be done by nitrogen and oxygen that are not taking harmful temperatures. So that is the reason why we say this as greenhouse gases, and this all carbon cycle is also helping us in energy balance. So now I wanted to conclude. Before that, government initiatives are to limit the global warming by 1.5%. UN says that it must decrease the greenhouse gas emissions by 43% by 2030 and reach to net zero by 2050. And India has also made it promise to reach net zero emissions by 2070. And Kyoto Protocol and Paris Agreement are all aimed at achieving the climate change. I wanted to conclude with saying that on one side we say that Amazon rainforests are world's largest carbon sink, and on the other side oceans are also a carbon sink. But unfortunately, as humans, the carbon we are producing today is not being completely absorbed by any of these things. Just imagine how worse we have made this planet to live in for future generations. Climate change is a global action collective program, that is global. All the people should work collectively and implement steps to conserve it. So as a future bureaucrats, we need to, as a responsible citizen of India, we are made responsible for conserving rather than aggravating the situation. Now, so this is the question for today. The increasing amount of carbon dioxide in the air is slowly raising the temperature of the atmosphere because it absorbs the water vapor of the air and retains its heat, the ultraviolet part of the solar radiation, all the solar radiations, the infrared part of the solar radiation. So please leave us the answer in the comment section, and thank you.